This girl just happened to notice something. The elderly woman standing in front of her at the register was actually buying a manga about two boys in love. The manga was called I Only Want to Look at You. It told the story of a romance between two young men. The girl felt both surprised and curious, since you rarely see an older woman reading something like that. A few days later, Sayama Rei ran into the same woman at the bookstore again. The woman had already finished Volume 2 and now wanted to buy Volume 3. Unfortunately, Volume 3 was sold out, so Sayama Rei offered to special order a copy for her. The next day, the woman came to pick up her book. Beaming, she started telling Sayama Rei all about how she felt reading the manga. She said the story was a little unusual, but she just couldn't help looking forward to where the plot would go next. Sayama Rei was thrilled to hear it, because she loved the manga too. Realizing they shared the same taste, the woman invited Sayama Rei to chat more after work. The two of them headed to a dessert shop together. That's when Sayama Rei learned the woman's name was Yuki. During their conversation, though, Sayama Rei seemed pretty tense and held back. Grandma Yuki didn't care one bit what anyone else might think. She talked about the manga openly and freely, while Sayama Rei only dared to listen quietly. She was afraid people might find out she liked this kind of manga, and worried the waiter would spot the books on the table. So as they were leaving, Sayama Rei apologized to Grandma Yuki, saying she'd barely said a word the whole time. She added that this was the very first time she'd ever talked with anyone about these manga. She'd been nervous, but deep down she felt happy. Grandma Yuki was happy too. Before parting, the two exchanged contact info. At this point, Sayama Rei still had no idea that getting to know Grandma Yuki would change the course of her life from here on out. Sayama Rei was a 17-year-old high schooler, and someone who absolutely adored these kinds of manga. She kept a cardboard box hidden in her room, packed full of them. She loved reading them, but only ever dared to do it behind a closed door. During breaks between classes, she often sat alone at her desk, drawing her own manga, but every time she finished a sketch, she'd erase it again. She figured she was plain looking and didn't really fit in with the crowd. Watching the pretty, popular Eri laugh and chat with their classmates, she couldn't help feeling like she didn't measure up. On the weekend, while talking with her mom, her mother asked about her plans for college. She felt a little unsure of herself, because she honestly had no idea what she wanted to study. As they were talking, Sayama Rei got a text from Grandma Yuki. Grandma Yuki had finished Volume 3 too, but Volume 4 wasn't coming out for another year and a half. She wanted more, so she was hoping Sayama Rei could recommend a few similar manga. So the next day, Sayama Rei brought some manga over to Grandma Yuki's place. The moment she reached the door, she caught the smell of home cooking drifting out. It turned out Grandma Yuki knew she was coming and had made curry rice ahead of time. Sayama Rei pulled out the manga she treasured most, though she still felt a little uneasy.
中にはちょっと過激っていうか、そういう感じのところもあって。
過激？あら。
なのでもし嫌だったら